And just like that, we are back. Welcome to another episode of the Hustle and Close podcast. We are powered by, sponsored by, everything by, as usual, Factor Security. And as usual, I'm crewed up. I got the guys with me. Chad, JJ. What's up, fellas?
What's going on?
Hey, we bringing the energy today. I'm feeling real good, man. I'm feeling really good. Had a little illness situation going on, but I'm back. I feel better than ever. And I'm really excited about this episode. We got a great guest. I'm really excited about him. But before we get to him, we're gonna get straight to it. Chad, on our last episode, you had some very strong let's just call them proclamations regarding your head football coach up there with the Pittsburgh Steelers, Mike Tomlin. We've seen 2 games since then.
I'm wrong. I'm humbled. The man humbled me. I mean,
did he?
Oh.
He gets paid the big bucks for a reason.
Well, did you see that interview?
I did.
He was like, so what? He goes, that's why I get paid extremely well for making these decisions. Like, all right. There's a reason why, I guess. Oh, man.
That's right.
I'm happy about that, though. I'm happy.
I will say the offense does look a little bit more explosive, has a little more dimension to it, a few more layers. So that's really good. I'm excited about that.
And he's pulling out like Najee looks like Najee.
Yes. He looks like he did in college, which he hasn't looked like that since college.
Yeah, so, no. I'm impressed. Good for him. Congratulations. I'm humble. I did win money on Monday night, so I'm really happy.
Well, good for you. Good. I saw you had. Did you do a parlay or did you just do straight up like over under or?
I did a parlay. I did a 5.
You did a parlay.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, man. JJ, what's going on, man?
Not much. Just living life, man.
What's happening in your world?
Oh, not much. I don't know. We talked about it last time. We did the Boy Scout. All the survival stuff that turned out really good. All 10 of the guys, they made it through the night in their own survival tent that they built. So they were a little wore out from doing all the work we did, but well deserved. They did a great job and just going on now.
Good. And just to let everybody know, JJ he's a real team player. He's a trooper because JJ is actually on vacation this week.
Because tomorrow.
Yeah, your birthday's tomorrow, right?
That's right.
So you and my sister have the same birthday, Halloween. That's crazy.
Right. My mom still says she doesn't know if I'm a trick or a treat, so I roll with it.
Well, to us, you've always been a treat, my
man.
You
go. I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You got any plans for your birthday?
So now every year I sit on the porch, the wife and kids walk around the neighborhood, pass out candy. I pass out candy, do a little cookout here, people over for chili and stuff. So nothing big. We're good.
Nice. Awesome. Yeah. I got nothing heavy going on this weekend, man. It's Georgia Florida week. We were on the bye last week. It's Georgia Florida week, so I'm repping for the team, for the home team.
That's right.
Feel confident, but still nervous. I mean, it's a rivalry game. Anything can happen in a rivalry game. So
especially in Jacksonville,
in Jacksonville, which is always a home game for them. They actually just announced that they're gonna Jacksonville's renovating their stadium. I don't know if you guys have seen the plans for it, but it's really nice. It's gonna be one of the best stadiums in the NFL. But while they're doing that, they're going to have, for the first time in 30 years, they're going to move the game. So it's going to be in Atlanta in 2026, I think, and then in Orlando or Tampa Bay in 2027. So real interesting stuff there. But enough about that, because like I said, we got a special guest, and I don't want to delay his entrance into this. This guy's when I tell you the quintessential dude, like he is a dude, just a real cool guy to hang with. I don't want to stretch this out. Let's bring him in. If you don't know who he is, you will after this. Mr. Stone Grable. What's up, Stone? Where you at, Stone?
Here you come.
Don't run from it, Stone.
Loading.
I'm here, fellas. I'm here. Good to see y'all.
Sure enough. What's going on, man?
Oh man, I appreciate y'all having me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How's everything going down there in Taleo?
Well, it's supposed to be fall, but it's a little warm out there at about noon, but it's a little chilly in the morning. So I was out the door about about 6 o'clock this morning. So I suited up here.
Awesome, man. Well, we're really excited to have you. I think you're since I've been with the organization, you're one of my favorite people. And I'm not just blowing smoke. I'll tell a quick story. So my very first time when I obviously I was a sales trainer in the South business unit, moved to the North business unit, and the first branch I visited was Stone's branch in Tallahassee. I hit him up. I said, "Hey man, what do you got going on? I want to just come down and do a face-to-face, say hey or whatever the case may be." He was like, "Absolutely, come on down." He was like, "Matter of fact, come with a empty stomach." I'm like, "Okay, what are we doing?" He's like, "Every Tuesday, I meet with the is it the quarterback club or Seminole Club?"
I call it the old coaches club.
Old coaches club, yeah, the old coaches club down there at this wonderful restaurant, this all you can eat buffet place, man. And we went down. That's why he said come with an empty stomach, and I needed every inch of it because we ate good, but we had a great time. I sat right across from Mickey Andrews, who was a legend. He welcomed with open arms. My very first time there, he stood up. Hey, I'm Mr. Mickey Andrews. I said, "Coach, I know who you are. You're good to go." But he's a really great dude. So went to that with Stone. Showed me a great time. We went back to the office, and man, we had to talk just about sales, about life, about everything for hours. And we weren't done. We weren't done. Stone said, "Hey, let's go do dinner tonight." I said, "Great." So he and his lovely girlfriend came, and they took, we went to dinner. I always liken it to the scene in Goodfellas where he goes through the back door and goes through the kitchen, and that's how Stone is because he's the mayor of Tallahassee. So we go through the back door. He knows the owner. There's no tables available. This place is jumping. And next thing you know, there's a table clear set up for us. And man, what a night we had. It was great. And so thank you, Stone, for that. If I didn't say it before, thank you for that. But ladies and gentlemen, Stone Grable, the you're the do it all. I don't want to call you a GM or a selling manager or a sales manager. You're Mr. Everything down there in Tallahassee. But welcome, man. Welcome to the Hustle and Close podcast. We're so excited to have you. And I've been talking a lot, so I will shut up. But before I do, I'm thank you again for joining.
Hey, appreciate you guys having me.
Absolutely. Give us a quick lesson, man. Give us a quick history lesson on Stone. Tell us, where'd you start? How'd you get to this point? Give us before you became who you are now.
Let's see. Well, I guess it all kind of started. I was a DJ at a country radio station, and there's this was April of 1996. There's a folded over newspaper sitting on the counter in the control booth there. And it was opened up to the classifieds. I saw an ad in there for a company called Scott Alarm. And it really all it said was no experience necessary, potential to make $40,000 a year. And I thought that was just an absolute insane amount of money. I ended up applying, got on, started, in high volume residential sales. A little over a year later, I was promoted as the youngest sales manager in the company. If you want to call it that, it was they moved me to Jackson, Mississippi, of all places. So maybe it wasn't quite the promotion I thought it was. And then later moved me to Mobile, Alabama. About a year later, I was promoted to be the GM over in Pensacola, Florida. I did that for about a year, then returned back to Tallahassee and started a commercial department for the company. I was given essentially what was an old, broom closet or what have you, just big enough for a desk, a chair, and a little bookshelf. And my job basically was, we don't know anything about commercial. You don't know anything about commercial. Study, learn, and let's figure it out together. So I sat in there, learned about fire codes and synchronizing strobes and time-lapse VCRs, multiplexers, and and all this, and ended up picking up 3 pretty big contracts that kept me super busy. It was a privately owned multiple juvenile detention facilities. It was an entire school district right after Columbine, the Columbine shooting out in Colorado, and then I got this Florida Supreme Court right there, right before all the Y2K hysteria. We got so busy in commercial pretty quickly that we had to actually bring on another commercial rep. So from Scott Alarm through all the acquisitions with Republic Industries, Security Link from Ameritech, and AT. You remember all those?
Yep.
I finally joined Vector in August of 2012. They brought me in as a GM, kind of like you said, just put me where you need me, and they made me the GM and the sales manager. We were, kind of a struggling branch. We had high attrition. We had very low ARPU, no commercial presence at all, and just no local leadership. Everybody in Tallahassee reported to somebody else in Jacksonville. All of our advertising was geared toward what we really didn't really want. I mean, we wanted, but it wasn't the most fruitful. It was 1995 takeovers. So in the 12, just over 12 years, I guess, in this branch, my team has done an absolute, just amazing job of cutting the attrition by more than half.
That's right.
More than tripled the ARPU. Have sold, installed, and serviced some of the most complex systems there are, and have just become a really tight-knit group of people that don't work together, that we truly work for each other, and obviously the families of the companies that we serve as well.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And I can say firsthand, being down there, man, your team loves you. It's a family affair down there. So we certainly know that and appreciate that, man. And you're a real rock star in that regard. JJ, what you got?
So Stone, with all of that being said, I can definitely appreciate how your team is the winners. It's not us as managers or anything like that. That is truly awesome. With that being said, where do you see ourselves as far as the security industry in the next 5 years?
Oh, wow. So that's a great question, JJ. So, doing this now, I guess 28 and a half years, I've seen it go from security systems predominantly being for the wealthy, right? So it's just a bunch of money out for equipment installation. I came in really when it was being mass marketed as the whole, zero down, pretty much everyone can afford. And now we are really becoming more integrators, versus just an alarm company. The market is now flooded with just all the DIY stuff.
Yep.
But they're not real solutions. Everybody ends up with multiple apps. None of it talks, none of it works. I remember sitting in Jacksonville the first time I'd ever heard of alarm.com, and the guy's walking me through, locks and thermostats and light switches. And, I'm the guy. I want to tell the story. I want to know how it works, not just what it does.
Right.
So I said, hey, I got an idea. Could you make your thermostat turn off if there's a fire? If my system's reporting a fire, can you turn that thermostat off? And he said, no, but he wrote it down. I said, can you make the lights turn on if there's a fire? He said, no, he wrote it down. I said, can you make the locks unlock if there's a fire? And at this point, this guy's just like, come on, please, somebody ask questions. And it may have been Adam Green. I'm not positive. I think it was. But he wrote it down. And 6 weeks later, anybody in the world with alarm.com that had a thermostat, had lights, and had a fire, that would work.
Nice.
He called me years later and said, hey, man, you remember the lock? You wanted the locks to unlock? And I said, yeah. He goes, I just got it approved. And I'm like, great, turn it on at my house. I have 4 locks. He goes, dude, I'm walking out of the meeting. We just got it approved. We got to write code. We got a beta test. I'm like, well, shut up, hang up. Let's go get it done. I don't want to burn up in a fire. But what was so impressive was that a company that size listened to an idea and ran with it. And 6 weeks later was able to make something happen that it's going to save lives. I thought that was just super, super cool. So where do I see it going? It's funny. I had an idea about drones back a couple years ago when analytics, was really picking up, and if your house was square, it was great. I could do 4 cameras, but if you had any kind of jets out, anything blocking a view, now I got to add cameras. And I thought, man, if I could just send 1 camera up, watching a perimeter, and when it gets tired, send up another one, let this one go back down and charge. 2 cameras. Well, imagine my surprise when now alarm.com has drone cameras. Thought that was really cool. So it's neat to kind of see what's available, think about problems and how to fix those, and then what's next. Last one I'll leave you with was, and I tell this story all the time, it's pulled the stairs down to go get the Christmas tree out of the attic, and the light was on. And I went, that light's been off for 11 months. Wow. All right. Z-Wave light switch, door sensor. This comes down, light goes on. This goes up, light goes off. Things like that. So there's a lot that we can do right now that it's just outside the box thinking, right? Just different things that we already have the ability to do that we just got to think of it in a different way. Yeah, no, absolutely, man. And I take a couple of things away from what you said. Number one, anybody with alarm.com, you can go ahead and send Stone a thank you note or a Christmas card or something, because of Stone, we have that automation feature, which is amazing. But one of the things that we drive home, man, every month when we do our virtual sales course is that the fact that the days of just 3 doors and a motion and the smoke detector, those days are over. Right, our customers, they want automation. They see they want the bells and whistles. They see it with their neighbors, with family members, and they're like, "Look, I want that. I want that convenience that's out there and through the automation platform." So I agree with you 100%. Just continuing to grow that automation piece is where we're at and where we're going. I think it'll continue to evolve and continue to just scale up. And to your point, the thought that we could have a drone watching our house and now that actually becomes a reality in a lot of ways is crazy, but it is a reality, and that's just, again, the security industry ever evolved. If you would have told, I've talked to techs who've been technicians and talked to people in sales who were in sales for since the 80s and 90s. And one of the things they say is, man, if you told us contacts and motions and glass breaks and smokes would have been wireless, we would have lost our mind in like 92, right? but fast forward, and that's just common. It's just what it is. It is the industry now. Everything's wireless. So it's so funny to see it continue to grow and continue to evolve. I really appreciate that. Chad,
hey, stop before we go there. Let me ask a question. Stone, I love that what you were saying, because I am a facts tell, story sell type of person. Because we have the new sales reps that are coming up. Grandma, she doesn't need the automation. Well, what if grandma's asleep in the bed, the house catches on fire, and then all the things that you said earlier happens? The door unlocks, the thermostat turns off the air so smoke doesn't circulate through the house. The lights come on so we can come in. So now we have a story instead of just facts about a product, what it could do and what it does.
You're right. So one of the things that, it's not what it is, or even so much of what it does, it's tell the story. That's what's going to be, they're going to remember. That's what they're going to relate to. I got a call one day from a guy saying, hey, listen, I've had 2 heart attacks. I guess I need one of those help I fall and I can't get up buttons. He was a master chief in the Navy, so there was a lot more colorful language in that statement that he made than I just said. But I never met the man, but I talked to him probably once a month, just checking on him. He's just a cool guy. But I said, well, here's some other things that we're going to do for you. We're going to put a lock on your door in addition to your button, and we're going to put a heat detector in your kitchen. And he goes, and again, way more colorful language. It's basically, no, I'm not doing that. And I argued with him, and the sales rep I had working with me at the time was a master chief in the Navy in the reserves. So I said, well, and he's a big dude. He was this guy he was huge. So I sent him, and I was like, yeah, this guy, and he's an MP. So, they'll hit it off, but him hitting that button, he ended up having another heart attack. He hit the button. EMS was called. EMS had their own code to that door, got this guy, was able to put their hand back on the lock, relock it. And next thing you know, it saved his life.
Wow.
Ended up talking to him later when he was living in a nursing home, and just what a really cool guy, but an even better story of explaining to him, okay, great. EMS is here. You push the button, but the door's locked.
Yeah.
They got to get permission before they kick that door in, especially knowing who's on the other side of that door. They don't really want to get shot. So
that's incredible.
Awesome
Incredible.
Story.
Hey, so Stone, since we're going down the memory lane type days, what are some of your most memorable moments in your career?
Ooh, Chad. Yeah, there's a lot, man. And I'm old, so I don't remember them all. But what we just talked about, for me, it's not so much the burglary side of our business. That's why we get the phone call. And it's not, hey, this is our product and this is what it does. It's telling the story. Well, and you guys have been in the industry a long time too. So you've got tons of stories of burglaries.
Sure.
But the ones that stick and the ones that hurt and the ones that you really that just get you, or generally, for me anyway, are the fires. So as a home security rep, it's got to be the multiple times a smoke or heat detector triggered, and that I suggested, hey, you should really have this, that they put in, and it did its job, and it saved their life, saved their home, and saved their their keepsakes. That story just never gets old. So those are my absolute favorite. I think as a custom rep, it would be, it was a referral from a client to somebody that had just purchased about a 12,000 square foot house. The guy was a very private individual, and his desires for his system were so far out of, this was Star Trek stuff. Really far out stuff in 2016.
Yeah. That's
normal every day. It's run of the mill. It's a 727p now,
right?
Essentially. Right. But in 2016, that was a $4,000 Avigilon camera.
Yes.
It was crazy. That was I had to convince Vector to use certain products that we had never used before, and make sure, the products would actually do what we needed them to do. Ended up presenting this man with a $105,000 proposal for his home, with the absolute largest pit in my stomach ever. His comment when I finally showed him the price, he said, well, if this does 75% of what you said it will, I'm shocked your price isn't higher. And I about just slumped out of my chair. It was great. He and I are still friends to this day. That was a great one. Commercial, it was a friend of mine. We did his house, and then he was happy with his house. He referred me to his business that turned into one of the it's by far the largest deals I've ever done. It kept me super busy for right at almost 3 years.
Wow.
Several $1 million in security, access, surveillance, thousands of dollars in RMR. It was insane.
Wow.
Let's see, what else have I done in my career? Sales manager. It's literally watching reps that you took a chance on, that you went, probably shouldn't, but I'm going to give this guy a chance because somebody gave me one. One guy in particular, a guy named Todd Jones over in Mobile. Literally just spoke to him the other day. He's a big Alabama fan, so I'm constantly sending him Alabama stuff. But he became the #1 sales rep for us. Just tireless work ethic and determination. ended up following me to other offices, but just, watching guys like him just really elevate and do well in this industry.
Yeah.
And then, my last job is the GM. It's not just watching the branch do better, but watching the team members, right? Watch them grow in their careers, constantly shattering records that this small office had never seen before. And just knowing that each of them is highly valued as a person, watch them prosper within the company and then their own careers. It's literally what coaching is all about.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the things you said that really resonates with me was, about being a life safety consultant and that coming first. I tell a lot of these new reps, and as a matter of fact, anybody who's listening to this, let this be a PSA, whether you're a new rep or a 10-year rep. This is a PSA out there, right? You're a life safety consultant first, all right? Sales is secondary, maybe even tertiary, depending on how you look at it. Certainly, life safety is first. The number one goal is to protect our customers, to protect our clients, to protect their merchandise, and we have to take that extremely serious. Rather it be from the way we quote jobs to the way we communicate with our customers about what should be on their priority list in terms of products and services, right? That's so important because sometimes we'll put something on there and they'll say, no, I think I'm gonna do without that. And then, you see reps say, okay, we'll just take it off. Well, no, explain to them, dig a little deeper, right? Explain to them why they need it, why it makes sense for them, right? Why we have to go the extra mile. So I really appreciate that and love what you said there.
Yeah, one of the things you just hit on, Isaac. It's a national chain. I won't say their name. They wanted to cheap out. They just really wanted doors and a motion. And I said, well, you need another motion in the bathroom in case people are hiding in there. But most importantly, what I really want is panic buttons in the walk-in freezer. I was like, walk-in cooler, we can all huddle up and stay warm, while the place is being robbed. But you got a finite amount of time in that freezer. And
sure.
If ABC shows up to do a story on how 5 people died in a freezer, they're on the outside of the building. What are they going to zero in on? They're going to zero in on our sticker on the front door as they're talking about this security problem. I said, I refuse to sell you systems until you say yes to this. And they ended up doing it.
Nice. Yeah. And that's what it is, right? That's really taking a consultative approach and really, grabbing the bull by the horns and let them know, hey, I take my job extremely serious. And if we're not willing to do this, I'm not willing to do business. And that's the bottom line, right? So absolutely. JJ.
So you talked about your team growing, which is really impressive and love to hear about your team. But from Tallahassee to Jacksonville to Picola, Seville quarters, and all the way back to Tallahassee, how does Stone want to grow over the next couple of years?
Not outward anymore.
I agree.
Yeah. So I'm long-winded and I've answered some pretty short questions with really long answers. It's not about me, so I'll keep this one short. I've had a lot of, opportunities for advancement, different roles within this company and others. But doing what I do currently, it fits my personality, fits my skill set, my work ethic. So for now, I think I'll continue just to grow in my current role. JJ, that is what I love. I still love coaching teams. Teaching the psychology of sales is literally my absolute favorite. What words are said, what words are not said, more importantly, sometimes. Watching their body language. Are they leaning in, leaning out? Arms folded, legs crossed? Which way are they crossed? Like all these little things are just visual clues of where you are with this person. I'm always interested in how to integrate our current as well as offerings, as well as what's coming next. I think you guys can tell I don't sit still well. I don't really have an off button, so having the flexibility and the incentivization to manage the office, manage the sales team, but still get out in the field and lead by example suits me perfectly.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Love that, man.
Awesome.
Well, with that being said, we know we're running short on time here. We know you're a busy man and you got a lot to do. I got one more for you though. Just for Stone, in 2024, 2025, what's life like outside of work, outside of Vector, when the computer closes, when if the phone stops buzzing.
Which one? They're both going 24/7.
Right. If they stop buzzing, what's an off night for Stone or an off day for Stone look like? What's life like outside of work?
So yeah, there's really no life outside of Vector for me. And it's not to say that that's how it should be for everybody. It's just how I am. I met an amazing woman 2.5 years ago. Just superb in every way. You met her. We went to, like I said, we went to dinner that night. I've got 2 amazing kids, Tripp and Mackenzie Ray. They're 25 and 22. I absolutely love and adore them. Love spending time with them. Like I mentioned earlier, I really don't have an off button. So I'm constantly on the go to, different parties, banquets, fundraisers, charity and sporting events, networking groups, functions, and then the things, my hobbies that I like doing, fishing, hunting, shooting, motorcycle riding, just hopping in the Jeep and riding around in the Florida weather. But pretty much everything I do with a customer. So, I don't know if that's because my customers end up being friends or friends up being customers, but either way, it's kind of like law enforcement, man. You're never really off.
Yeah.
So I'm a firm believer that, like we talked about these things, they go everywhere. So we like the instant gratification of the, ordering everything online and not having to communicate with people. But I think people are craving that face-to-face interaction. Just you can order it online, but it may not be the right thing, and now you got to return it, or it may not be the perfect thing. It just does some of what you need it to do. That face-to-face interaction and telling them why they need this and not that. This may be cheaper than what they really wanted, but this is the right product and the solution for them. People still want to buy from people they know, like, and trust, and it's hard to do that virtually. When we can get in front of belly to belly, face to face with somebody, those relationships are what leads you to the next one.
Yeah, absolutely. You said something very interesting. Are my friends my clients, or are my clients my friends? Right. That begs the question. That's kind of like a conundrum, really, right? It really is. But that's really cool, and that's just in it. I don't want to. Maybe the word indictment is not the right word, but that's just an indictment of who you are and the customer service that you really provide. That you're so good at what you do that your customers become your friends. Or maybe your friends become your customer. Who knows, right? But either way, you're doing it the right way, man. I know that I said that's the last one. I got one more for you. I hate to pour salt on such an open wound.
Oh, I know where you're going.
Look at JJ. Look at
terrible. JJ's from down the road.
Give us the two. You're on the battleground. You're down there. We hear all kind of stuff, right? Because we get it from national news and all of that stuff. What is the temperature in Tallahassee about the Seminoles? There's a lot of chatter about Mike Norvell. I told somebody yesterday, I said, listen, Mike Norvell's not going anywhere. His buyout's too expensive, and they're trying to get out the ACC, which means they're already going to spend millions in that. They're not going to cut another check to get rid of Norvell. What's the temperature in the city right now on the Seminoles?
So, one of the things I told you, I'm always at different groups. I've got 3 different functions this week. Last night I was at one. You're wearing your Georgia gear. I was with David Pollock last night. What an incredible guy.
Yep. Awesome, man.
A couple weeks ago, we had Terrell Owens. Think of what you want about T.O. I've never left one of those early. I left that one early. It was terrible. But David Pollock, wow, what an amazing guy. Before him, we had a speaker, what was he? Director of Player Development. And he came in and spoke. And, last year was amazing, right? 13-0. but it was also the perfect storm. We had COVID that gave out everybody another year. So these guys, the Jared versus, and these, boy, I just lost my train of thought.
Quarterback Travis,
Jordan Travis.
There we go. Thank you. These guys got an extra year. They would have been gone. So last year, maybe an anomaly because they did stay. They were going to be gone anyway, but they all left at the same time. And now we just have a really young team.
Yep.
So what's my prediction? What's the temperature? We got North Carolina this weekend. I think we'll win 2 more games this year. It's really sad to go from 13-0 to 3-9, but it is what it is. Let's play the young guys. Let's get them experience.
Yeah. Great.
The portal works when it works, but when it doesn't work, it's terrible. I would rather us see pull a Dabo and keep the guys here, bring them up in the system,
right?
Give them playing time, and then they don't want to leave because they're playing.
Yeah, I mean, you said it. The portal giveth, and it taketh away.
Miami's happy with the portal right now.
They're really happy with the portal right now.
You got to think of all the draft picks that went this past year.
That's true too.
All of them but one was portal.
Yeah,
essentially. I mean, even though Travis has been there 3 years, he's still portal from Louisville. I mean, he's still portal.
Look at Indiana.
Yeah.
Amazing, right? That's where I'm from.
That's Alabama's backup team.
That's Alabama South, right? Or
West. Alabama Midwest.
I grew up a Hoosier, so it's cool to watch them just in football.
Yeah, because you never think of that. You always think basketball when you think of the Hoosiers. You never think football. So,
I thought our Navy was doing good until Notre Dame came up.
Yeah,
Navy we were going, and then Notre Dame said, "Just kidding."
Yeah,
we got Notre Dame coming up.
That's right.
Well, listen, man. Thank you so much. We know you got a busy day. I know you got some appointments. We had to do some scheduling gymnastics to get this thing done, but we got it done. And we appreciate you so much, Stone. Thank you so much for your time. And again, we appreciate all your efforts that you put into the organization. We're very grateful for that. And I look forward to seeing you soon, my man.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Appreciate all three of y'all.
Have a good one. Stone Grable, ladies and gentlemen. What a guy. What a guy. Awesome dude. All right, fellas. What's going on? What we got going on for the rest of the weekend? For the rest of the week. We're kind of right in the middle of the week. So we got a couple of days left. Just to put this out there, I'm just gonna anybody watching this from the organization, there's some really cool stuff coming down the pipe. We're working in the background with all of the people who can move and shake. Because we can't move and shake. We're working with the movers and shakers, but we're working on some stuff to really
we can roll. I mean, that's about all we can do. We can roll.
Right. We're working on some stuff to really energize you guys over the next 8 weeks. So with that being said, you should hear some announcements very, very soon. As a matter of fact, by the time you hear this, you may already hear the announcement.
Yeah.
But going forward, any correspondence related to that, to said energizing situation will be done right here, live and direct with your boys, with the guys on the Hustle and Close podcast. So really excited about that, and we got some good stuff coming down the pipe. But Chad, what you got going on this weekend, man?
Well, I'm down here in Columbia. We had a new hire start.
Yeah.
So I am looking forward to going home and doing the last minute yard work for the year, because everything's going to be listen, it's 80 degrees. It's 80 degrees on the 30th of October. I am shocked.
That's right.
I like to turn on the AC and the heat on and off all week so Amber will be comfortable.
I was trying to see what the weather is here. I think it's in the 80s here too. It's it's right now the temperature is Yeah.
Well, I woke up on Monday.
81.
On Monday, I had ice on my windshield.
Really?
I was like, here we go.
Now we don't usually get there in where I live till, if ever, to like January, February. You know, maybe we get about 6 weeks of it. Maybe like middle of January through like middle of February is when we see it.
So this weekend, so it's a bye week for the Steelers, so I'm not going to any games. I'm just chilling. I'm chilling, watching TV.
Those are the best weekends, man.
I know.
Yep.
I got some movies to catch up on.
When I have nothing to do, that's the best. What's up? What you got, JJ?
I've caught up on a couple movies this week. The new Bad Boys. I watched that one.
That was good.
That was a good one. And then there was another one that was called Ministry of Ungentlemanly.
Oh, yeah, dude. That was great.
Dude.
I mean, Henry. Oh, my.
Cavill.
Yeah. And then the guy that plays Alan Richardson, the guy that plays Reacher.
Reacher, yeah.
Oh,
I gotta write it down. What is it?
The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. It's on Netflix.
It's based on a true story too.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Got it. I'm writing
that
down.
Amber wouldn't want to watch that like that, so I was like, "Well, they're gone. I'm off. I'll take a little break and watch a movie."
It kind of reminded you a little bit of Inglourious Basterds.
It did. It did.
Yeah. Okay. And I love that. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's
awesome.
A good movie.
Awesome.
Well, I got James Bondish a little bit here and there.
Yeah. And I love James Bond.
There you go.
Other
than that, I think we'll go out and eat Friday for my birthday.
Yeah. We gotta do something for your birthday, man. We gotta send you a little note or something.
JJ, who's your James Bond? Isaac?
Daniel Craig's the best one to me. Him and Pierce Brosnan.
Sean Connery.
Sean Connery's the classic one.
Yeah, that's classic.
I feel Daniel Craig is
really good.
He's really, really good. Yeah. Really good.
Sean Connery, my favorite Sean Connery movie was
The Rock.
The Rock.
I knew you were going with The Rock.
Well, The Rock, you got
Last Crusade.
Yes. You also have what's the joint he had with Catherine Zeta-Jones?
Some
with the E. Not incrimination. What is it? Oh, I'm having a brain fart. You know what I'm talking about.
I do. I gotta go through the alphabet.
Entrapment.
Entrapment. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorites. So
awesome.
Well, listen, man, Chad, I know thank you again for taking some time out of your vacation to jump on the pod with us, man. We really appreciate it. Awesome. I don't have nothing going on this weekend. I'll in this segment. I don't have anything going on. Well, I actually do. Friday, I got to put on a tuxedo, which I can't. I've gained so much weight. I can't fit any of my tuxedos. It's a shame. It's really a shame. But I found one. So I bought this tuxedo jacket for my wedding years ago and didn't wear it. I didn't get it altered. I ended up buying two more because I had one on for the ceremony and I changed into another tuxedo for the reception, which was pretty cool, guys. But anyway, I bought one that I never got altered, so it's a little bigger, and so I was able to get into that. My sister, I told you guys in another episode about her business, Fluid Aesthetics and Wellness here in Savannah. She actually won Small Business of the Year through the Chamber of Commerce. So they're having a gala Friday night, and so I'll be there to. I did like a video type thing to, kind of announce her as the winner or whatever, which is really cool. So I'll be to that Friday again. If you're in the area, if you're looking for IV hydration, weight loss, any of those things, shout out to Fluid Aesthetics and Wellness. But anywho, yeah, man, that's it. So I got that Friday. Saturday, probably jump on the grill, and then just kick it on Sunday, man. Get ready. I gotta get it back on the road. I I got to go back out to Louisiana in November. I got to go up to Raleigh. I need to go up to Raleigh. And I need to get down to Jacksonville. So I got all of that in November.
I'll be in Madison the week of the 11th.
Really? Yeah. So I got a busy November. But with that being said, man, that's it. We're going to close this thing out. Thank you guys so much. Always remember the HNC is not just for hustle and close. It's for humility and character. Show it, know it, live it, and believe it. And take care.